Emily, are you ready?
I've never been more ready in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I came
yeah.
out of the womb just being like, yes. October 12th, 2019. It's not that long. You really just for 17.
My name is Lauren Munson, and welcome to my very first vlog. I am so excited to have you here with me and to be starting this up. If you don't know me already, my name is Lauren Munson. I am 21 years old and I'm from Denver, Colorado. And in literally 2 months, I will be leaving on something called the World Race. If you don't know what that is, it's an 11-month, 11-country mission trip where I will be going to Australia, Indonesia, China, Nepal, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Morocco, and Spain. So I am so excited and just in awe that I'm still going on this trip and leaving in 2 months. So that's crazy. But the purpose of this vlog really is to kind of walk through that journey in the next 11 months and what that will look like. This will be documenting everything. And also to be walking in abounding grace with Jesus. That's kind of a reoccurring theme I want this to go through about what it's like to walk in abounding grace with Jesus. And I want to invite you guys into that so you can walk with Jesus in your own life and learn what that looks like. Because it is literally like walking through the door and a welcome embrace, and he just smothers you in his love, and it's so good. And I want you guys to experience that too. So I am so excited to be here and doing this vlog for you guys. So this vlog in particular is going to be about the infamous training camp. So if you guys don't already know what that is, it's an 11-day training for the World Race where you kind of just dive deep into what it will be like on the mission field, training for how to do that, how to live life for the next 11 months in community, and really just diving deep into your relationship with the Lord. It is a really intense 11 days, but let me tell you, it altered the trajectory of my life, just in 11 days. Shocking, but that's how good God is. And I want to give you a glimpse into what that looked like. So basically going into training camp, I was terrified. There was just so much going on in my life here that I didn't really know what I wanted to do, if this was the right path for me. And I was really, really scared, to be honest. I have a job, I have a house, I have all these awesome things, and letting that go was really, really scary. So I got on the flight to Georgia where the training camp is held, and I literally, those dreams where it's a scary dream and you're running really fast because something's chasing you, and your whole body is just so exhausted, but you look down and your feet aren't moving. You're trying to run but your feet won't move off the ground in front of you. Yeah, that's how I felt, and God was the one chasing me. So really just chasing me down and saying, you can't run from me, you can't run from my love, and you can't run from the plan that I have for your life. So I got on the plane really terrified. I landed in Georgia and met a few of the men and women that I will be serving with off the bat. We kind of hung out in the airport until the shuttle came to pick us up and really just spent some awesome quality time with each other, just kind of starting to get a glimpse into each other's hearts and why we're going on this 11-month mission trip. So then a shuttle came and picked us up, and we were whisked away to Gainesville, Georgia, where the campus of Adventures in Missions is based. So Adventures in Missions, just if you don't know, is the overarching organization of the World Race. They do a ton of other different mission trips, but this is one of the big ones that they do. And so we basically were in Gainesville, Georgia for the next 11 days doing training. And we did a storytelling workshop, which was really, really awesome. That was pretty much for anyone who is a storyteller who does photography, videography, blogs, anything of that sort. They kind of trained us on how we can best tell our stories while we're on the mission field. And this was my jam because I love photography, I love videography, and I was so excited to be able to learn more about it and find some other teammates of mine who have that passion also. So stinking cool. So the next day after, I met all 26 men and women who are going to be traveling the world with me for the next 11 months. And oh my gosh, I'm starstruck still, thinking about every single one of them. like, these are people from different backgrounds, different places, different histories, everything. Like, every single person was so different, but like it's like a puzzle piece where we all came together and fit so uniquely and perfectly, and it was like so intentional. Like, God placed each one of us on this squad for such a specific purpose. It was so cool to see. So these are like the 26 men and women I will be traveling the world with for the next 11 months. So that is so cool to think of. And after that, we started getting unpacked, and we camped for the whole 11 days. So you can see that we had all of our tents out, and we were basically, just camping in Gainesville, Georgia. And once we started, the next day, we, would do breakfast, session, we would have lunch, and then do more sessions, and then like team building experiences. So that's kind of the basic outline of what our days looked like during training camp. And that was really, really cool. Our sessions were beautiful. The main session that I really want to focus on was the very first one, and I'll give you a glimpse into it, because the one thing that they told us, that we are born to be loved. Like, you are born to be loved. So that's like a really cool reoccurring theme we need to remember. And so our sessions look different every single day, whether they were about being a woman of God, what the mission field will look like, anything and everything about what this next 11 months will look like, they talked about, and we had some amazing speakers during that. And then next we had like team building exercises. So those team building exercises looked different in the first couple of days, and one of them was like, there's all these different blocks of wood, probably like this big, and I think we had like 5 different pieces of wood, and we had to place them in front of us and have like 4 or 5 people cross them without touching the ground and without not touching a plank. Like, it sounds super confusing, but it was just like a logic game of like, how do we do this as a team, like communicating and with the difficulties this may bring. And so that was really cool, doing all these different games, and the whole purpose of them is to like really connect and like understand like how it is to be in community and how we work through problems together, which was really, really awesome. There were so many different scenarios we also went through. One of them was being like, if we lost our luggage in the airport, what would that look like? So we basically did a scenario where they took half of our bags and half of them got lost at the airport. So we had to learn like how to share with each other, like how to sleep without our sleeping bags, or like, share clothes, share toothpaste, all of the above, like kind of just seeing like, if we were overseas and we lost our bags, what would we do? So that was one of the scenarios. Another scenario was if a host family in another country invited us into their home, we would all sleep together in the same room, and what would that look like? So that was really fun, sleeping with everyone, literally like a massive sleepover, super cool. And I'm trying to think, we also had bucket showers. So we walked all the way down to this hill, and like in this little like shack, we did bucket showers, which was super crazy and like cold, really, really cold. So I didn't shower a lot, not gonna lie. It was really, really unpleasant in like 60, 50 degree weather trying to shower. Not a fan of that, but I'm clean now, I promise. I have showered. We also did a 3-mile hike. So in order to go on our trip, we had to do a 3-mile hike in 37 minutes, just to kind of show that we were fit enough to go on the trip, and we were ready, and we had our 30 to 45 pound packs on our back while hiking, just to like show that this is what we will look like in the next 11 months. Like, we have to carry our bag with us wherever we go to each country. And then so we got split up. So out of the 26 men and women, we got split up into teams. So say there's like 26 men and women, right? Like, all these men and women are traveling the world with me for the next 11 months. So out of these 26 men and women, they split us into teams of 5 to 6. Now, these 5 to 6 people, these are the people who are going to be traveling with me and doing life with me in each country, doing ministry together. It's kind of like our little family outside of the squad. So I want to introduce you to my team for the next year. So first we have Clayton, we have Victoria, Scotty, then we have Alyssa, and then we have me. And we are team Rock Shazak. So that means strong and courageous in Hebrew. And these are for the next couple months, I will be serving and doing life with these 5 to 6 people, and I am so, so excited. Some of the other things that we were able to do as a team during training camp, One of them was like we were able to camp together. So we were already set up in camping, but we were able to start a fire, make food, and really just spend community time with each other and just love on each other and get to know each other. We did some really awesome games to like kind of bond us and like have fun with that. And that was really, really sweet. And just being able to camp with each other, like just kind of getting a glimpse into what it would look like if we were overseas and like as a squad, what life would be like. So that was really awesome. Another really great team building thing we did was we washed each other's feet, which that was the first time for me, washing someone else's feet and letting someone else wash my feet. So that was really humbling, honestly, to just serve someone else and let someone serve you. So one of the other things we did was the food. Yeah, let me tell you. So each day we had a different theme for food. So like we would have Asia Day, we would have China Day, we would have like European Day, Africa Day, like all of the above, and every day would have the theme and like type of food from that country. So the most memorable one in my experience from training camp was, I think it was China Day, and they gave us like a plate and it had eggs, crickets, rice, and a black fermented egg, which I think was like a decade old or something. That's how long it had been fermented. Don't ask me how that works. I don't want to know. But basically we ate a fermented egg and crickets for lunch, or it was breakfast, and it was crazy. So that was like one of the examples of the crazy food that they give us during training camp. So last but not least, the last day that we were there on Saturday, we had like squad wars and we had our dance battles. So there's like 4 different squads we're launching in January of 2020 to go all over the world and spread the good news of Jesus. And so all of us went into our little squads and we did squad wars. So we had different ones, like something called David and Goliath, where you had like an egg on your head. You had to hit someone else with a pool noodle to crack the egg. We had one where you had to stomp on a balloon. It's called Mario Kart, where you had to stomp on the balloon on their feet to make sure it popped. We did another one I think called Leapfrog, where you literally shoved your face into flour to find marshmallows and make sure that you get all the marshmallows out of the flour. So yeah, all these really crazy games. And then last but not least, we had our dance battle. So our whole entire team came up with a dance and then executed it and competed against all the other squads. E Squad won, just an FYI. So it was super cool to watch and awesome to be a part of, and like kind of see how everyone came together and like their awesome and unique dancing skills. So that was really fun. And yeah, so that like really is like a basic overview of what training camp looked like for me, at least. And it was just so sweet. The last thing that I want to dive into is why this 11 days changed the trajectory of my life. The last day we also did baptisms, and that was just one of the sweetest things. Like this past 11 days, I was able to hear God audibly, and I told you, like, coming into this, I was terrified. Like, I was so fearful. I didn't know what to do, and I was just like unsure of where I was at in my life. And by the end of that week, God had spoken to me. God had like really just affirmed to me to trust him and to like just let him into my heart. And so the last day, when like right before we did baptisms, all I heard was God saying, "This is your yes. Like, this is your time to jump in and to just, you know, say yes to me and to just like dive into what I have for you. Like, it's time." And I was like, okay, God, like, I've been baptized before, and, you know, I don't know about this, but okay, like, I trust you. And he went, "This is your yes." Like, again, he just kept saying, "This is your yes. If you do this, you're all in. Like, you'll never be the same after this." And so we did baptisms, and I was the first to go, and I literally stepped like one foot in the other, and it was like nighttime. It was really frigid cold water. But one of my leaders, Stephanie, dunked me in the water, and it was so frigid and cold, so my whole body got covered, and then I arose and like got out of the water when she picked me up, and all I felt was this warmth and surrender. And for the first time in months, I wasn't worried. And like, if you guys know me, like personally, you know I'm a worrywart. Like, I overthink everything. I always like try and figure out like what to do next. I have a 5-year, 10-year plan. And for the first time in months, I didn't have a single concern, a single thought, and all I could hear was God just saying, "You said yes. Like, we're in this together." Like, he was hugging me and just like giving me a warm embrace, saying, "You're home." Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. And that altered the trajectory of my life, because for the first time in a long time, I felt God just saying, like, you can't run from me now. Like, you know the fullness of my embrace, and like, you'll never be the same after this. So that was so amazing. And then after we did worship, once everyone got baptized who wanted to, we got into worship. And I just giving you a little glimpse into what worship looked like. It was just like every single person raising their voice for the same purpose and like pursuit to proclaim the name of Jesus and how good and sweet he is to us. And it just was like harmonious. Like all these people were just raising his name up. And in that moment after the baptism, while I was worshiping, I just started bawling. Like, you know, when you turn the hose on, let it run for a while, and then like you can't figure out which way to turn it off is. That was my eyeballs. Like I couldn't find the knob to turn my eyes off from watering and crying. But it wasn't like a sad cry. It was a cry of like joy and like, oh my gosh. Like I have no words to explain how good Jesus is, like, but I can feel it. It's like that sip of warm coffee in the morning that like is warm to your lips and goes to your belly and just warms you. Like that's what it felt like, tasting the love of Jesus and like knowing who he was. And it was so sweet. And like in that moment, I just knew, like, this is my life. Like my life is to pursue him, and to pursue him in this next 11 months, going to 11 different countries, but also after that. Like this is all I want in my life, is to know him better and to be fully loved by him. Like I want to walk in abounding grace with him, because in that moment, I knew what that looked like. I knew what it was like to walk in the grace of Jesus. And that's also why that's a theme of this vlog. Because I want you guys to understand that warmth and that surrender, because it is so sweet. I wish I could just like dive you into what that looked like when I was baptized. And the best way that I can explain it to you is, imagine that your lungs are filling with water and that it feels cold, it feels frigid, you don't understand what's going on and you're confused, and it just feels like death has consumed you. And then in a flick of a switch, you just feel warmth and surrender. Like that cold, frigid water turns into a warm embrace, because in that flick of a switch, death has turned to life. That is what holy water feels like. That is what the Holy Spirit feels like. When you finally let go of your fear and confusion and let God fill it with his love, that is like the sweetest feeling in the world. Like it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, God will automatically give you his embrace, because he loves you that much. He wants you to be loved. You are born to be loved. He does not want that fear and confusion to consume who you are and what he has for you. So yeah, that's like how the last 11 days changed the trajectory of my life. I just was spoken into in that moment of worship that I will never be the same, and that he is so, so proud of me. And I felt that coming home. I came home a week ago, and I literally just knew none of this is mine. Like my job, my house, my car, none of it. Like it is all his, and it is for his glory, and my life is now his. Like that is such a cool feeling. Like I'm not in control, and that feels good, because for the first time in my life, I don't have to plan, because he's planning for me. And that has been so sweet. So long story short, it was a crazy 11 days, and I just love every single one of my teammates so much. We danced our hearts out and just loved on Jesus, and it was so fun and amazing. And yeah, so last but not least, I am still fundraising for the World Race. So I have $5,703 till I am fully funded. What? So excited. I'm so thrilled and amazed by everyone who's already on my support team. And if you aren't, I'm still looking for people to join with me in bringing kingdom here to earth. I am currently having a couple fundraisers going on. One of them is a t-shirt fundraiser. So you can go to a website that's below, and the link is below. And they are all the t-shirts. The proceeds will be going towards my World Race Fund. Plus you get something cute and comfy in the process. And you're supporting a good cause. So it's a win-win all over. And I'm super excited about it. Second, if you just feel led to donate, you can go to my donation page, which is linked below as well, and just scroll in. You'll see a donate button, and just click that, and you'll be redirected to donate to my World Race trip. I am so excited to partner with all of you and have you on my support team to bring a little bit of Jesus. No, a whole lot of Jesus here to earth, to those who may not know his name. Thank you guys for watching this really long vlog. I am so sorry. Like, I just am awful with trying to compress everything into like one thing. It's really hard. But thank you so much. If you want to keep following me along, please subscribe, and I'm so excited to have you guys on this journey with me. So till next time, I hope you're able to walk in abounding grace with Jesus this week. Love you all so much.
One night